Hi guys, I'm Ayushi, your mentor for law entrance exams, and welcome to Law Digest. As you can see on the screen, we are going to cover legal current affairs for the month of January in this particular video. Before this, I have already uploaded videos up till December. Just in case you haven't seen them, then you can check the playlist of legal current affairs. Let's start further. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel as yet, then please do the same. We keep coming out with such videos to update you with the legal current that keeps happening. Also, we upload content on our Instagram account where also you can follow us. There's a lot of interesting update that keeps coming up on Instagram account. Looking at the first case, Bhadar Ram versus Jassa Ram. Now, in this case, what was observed? Supreme Court ने बोला that if a person is belonging to a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, so that is the caste to which a person belongs, and this person is a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe in relation to a particular state, then he will be considered as scheduled caste or scheduled tribe in that state only, not in another state to which he has migrated. So if a person who is living in Delhi moves to Mumbai and he is considered as a scheduled caste in Delhi, then he cannot obtain the same privilege in Mumbai if that particular caste is not designated as a scheduled caste in Mumbai. This is basically to protect the inhabitants of this particular state, and that is what is the observation of the court in this case. Moving further, Mahendra versus state of MP. Now here what is being seen by the court is that I hope you are already aware of the situation when an assembly is considered to be an unlawful assembly. This is a concept of Indian Penal Code. So if you're preparing for exams, then you should know about all these things. In fact, when you come across such judgments and you see some new concepts, you can revise on the site as well. Unlawful assembly is a congregation of five or more people. So a group of five or more people engaging in some unlawful object. Now, that unlawful object can be anything that is defined specifically under Section 149 of the IPC and Section 141. These sections are important when we speak of unlawful assembly. Now, the court has said that it is not necessary that you bring to the court these five members. It is sufficient that if you have proof that there were five members involved in the offense, ये जरूरी नहीं है पांचों ही लोगों को गिरफ्तार करके कोर्ट के सामने लाया जाए. ये इट इज सफिशिएंट कि पांच लोगों ने ऑफेंस किया था. दैट वुड सफाइज as an essential condition to being an unlawful assembly. Then moving further, Samruddhi Cooperative Housing Society Limited versus Mumbai Mahalakshmi Construction Private Limited. अब इस केस में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये बोला, बेसिकली ये कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट का केस है. हियर द कोर्ट सेड दैट when we speak of Consumer Protection Act, we are seeing at cases from different angles. Here we are dealing with deficiency in service. The court said agar koi builder hai and he fails to obtain an occupation certificate, basically that he can give occupation to people in that building is in compliance of the requirements of occupation. But if the builder has already sold the buildings and he does not have the occupation certificate, then that will amount to as deficiency of services. There's a deficiency in services and he will be liable to pay compensation to people who have incurred some liability on that account. Then moving forward to another case, Mira versus State by Inspector of Police. Now, one thing I'd like to tell you, these cases that I'm picking up, these are the most important ones that I'm sharing with you. इसके अलावा भी बहुत cases हर month आते रहते हैं. There are more cases that keep coming up per month, and we are providing all of that to you in our module. We are providing you with all PDFs of every month wherein we cover a lot of cases. Apart from cases, there are other current legal news as well, like who has been appointed in a particular legal office or a constitutional office, any book written by a judge or any lawyer or any eminent person. So those kinds of things we cover in our separate module, in the legal current affairs module that is available on our website. The link is given in the description of this video. Now, here in this case, what happened was that the Supreme Court observed that there was a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law. Now, the husband of the daughter-in-law uh, he was not living with her because he was posted in US. Now, since the husband was away, the mother-in-law was not really sensitive towards the woman. She was cruel towards her daughter-in-law, and um, the court has said that it is very sad that when a woman is meting out cruelty to another woman, then it is a serious offense. uh, if a lady mother-in-law herein does not protect another lady, then the daughter-in-law, the other lady, would become vulnerable, and in such a situation the court upheld the case of cruelty against the mother-in-law. Cruelty जो है वो section 498A of the IPC में given है. So when the husband is abroad and the mother-in-law is cruel to the daughter-in-law, that amounts to cruelty under section 498A. Moving forward, Arunachala Gundar versus Punnaswamy, very important case. Before this, I'd like to give you some background. अभी सेक्शन जो हमारा हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट है, उसमें it says that before 2005 the position was that females could not have, the daughters could not have sought an inheritance or sought a share in the property of the father. But after 2005 there was an amendment that came through, and it was allowed that the daughters even can ask for a share when the property gets partitioned. Not only the son will get that property, the daughter will also inherit that property because she is also the child of the father. Then recently there was another judgment of Rajesh Sharma, wherein the Supreme Court further confirmed that it does not matter whether the father was dead on this particular date or not. The daughter can be a co-partner and she can claim her full rights. Here further, the issue was that now what if this daughter who had inherited the property from her father, she dies and she does not have a child and she dies intestate. So here the court said, then in that case the property will go back to the source. So if a female who has inherited some property from her father, she dies without having any child, then this property would go to the heirs of the father, whereas the property that has been inherited from the husband or the father-in-law, that will go to the heirs of the husband. So if there is a female, उसने property inherit करी है बोथ अपने फादर से और अपने फादर इन लॉ या हस्बैंड से, एंड इन केस उसका कोई चाइल्ड नहीं है, शी डाइज विदाउट क्रिएटिंग अ विल, देन जो फादर वाली प्रॉपर्टी है वो फादर के एयर्स को जाएगी, जो हस्बैंड और फादर इन लॉ वाली प्रॉपर्टी है वो उनके रिस्पेक्टिव एयर्स को जाएगी. दिस इज द जजमेंट दैट हैज कम थ्रू. इट्स एन इम्पॉर्टेंट जजमेंट एंड यू शुड बी थरो विद दिस. देन नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं जर्नेल सिंह वर्सेस लक्ष्मी नारायण गुप्ता एंड अदर कनेक्टेड मैटर्स. अब ये बहुत लंबा मैटर चला आ रहा है बहुत टाइम से. दिस मैटर इज पर्टेनिंग टू द inadequacy of representation. Basically it is about reservation in promotions. Earlier what was the situation? That reservation in promotions was not allowed. Then amendments came through. Article 16A, 16B were inserted. These articles are important. You should know that they provide for reservation in promotion in case of government jobs. So this was amended. Then there was another case that came wherein it is the Nagraj judgment, wherein it was laid that certain criteria were laid in the Nagraj judgment, saying that reservation in promotion is allowed, but in case you need to have that reservation, you need to collect some quantifiable data. State needs to come up with quantifiable data to show that there is inadequacy of representation of that particular class. Now then again this issue came up that creamy layer also should be created. In such situations there should be creamy layer that should be separated. They will not get promotions. Now here in this particular court, in this particular case, the court settled the issue. Even this issue further arose in the case of BK Pavitra, wherein the court had approved collection of data on the basis of groups and not cadres. The court said that data can be collected on the basis of groups and cadres are not necessary. But now finally court has said that cadre should be the unit for collection of the quantifiable data for reservation, and cadre के हिसाब से ही उसके डेटा पे रिलाई करके उनकी लिस्ट क्रिएट करी जाएगी वेदर देयर इज इनएडिक्वेसी. स्टेट को ये दिखाना है, स्टेट नीड्स टू शो द डेटा. The issue basically was state was having difficulty when it came to the implementation part of the Nagra judgment. The state felt that it is not really possible to get this quantifiable data to show that there is inadequacy, and the state approached the court to waive off this requirement and uh, to not use this data for determining the inadequacy of representation. But herein the court has settled this issue and the court has said that the state is obligated, and jo Nagra judgment hai that will have a prospective effect, it will apply from now. BK Pavitra ka judgment gets overruled because here the court has clearly said that you need to collect the data in this regard. So आपको reservation in promotion की history पता होना चाहिए. You should also know the Indira Sahani judgment wherein it was said that 50% से ज़्यादा reservation नहीं होगा. क्रीमी लेयर के बारे में बात कर दी. तो ये बेसिक आई हैव PDF available in my free material section on my website wherein I have covered this case also. There are around 100 landmark judgments. I have created a compendium of those, and some judgments that you may not find or you may not know at this stage that you should be aware of, you can read up from there. With this we come to the end of this video. I hope कि आपको ये important cases समझ में आए होंगे. कोई अगर आपको कोई if you have any further doubt, query, you can mention the same in the comment box below, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and follow us on Instagram.